So Vaughn was a landowner here in Henderson County. His family had been a landowner here for a very long time. And that property was historically used as a summer retreat. So there was a deep family personal connection. The history was substantial there. I came over many years to hear a lot of stories and relationships about the property. I'm certain that I asked Vaughn on the porch of the greenhouse, at least on one occasion, "Are you sure you want to do this?" If I remember correctly, Vaughn's response to me was that if you want to keep things the same, you have to change them.
It was the beauty of woodlands and woodland pastures that spoke to us as a family. The development of an industrial park on our family property was inevitable, given the circumstances of growth and us being hemmed in by progress, if you will.
The concern was that this property, Ferncliff, would be annexed, and the opportunity to control the future of the property would be lost.
The idea was, how can we develop this property and still be good stewards of it? Meaning, how can we do it in a way that's in lockstep with the community, that provides the community good, clean, sustainable jobs, and at the same time is gorgeous, just like the mountains around it.
I was one of the primary people that helped incorporate the town of Mills River. When we first become incorporated, I was the mayor for about 10 years. Now, being from Mills River, having a farming background, we was really not into this green mentality.
You know, Vaughn did have this stewardship angle that was different, and a focus on sustainability.
He wanted a world-class industrial park. He wanted it green, and he also limited the number of parcels.
No, I'd never heard of a concept like that, and certainly the fact that it wasn't proven makes it challenging and would certainly make one skeptical.
And I'm a consulting civil engineer in private practice, and I've been providing services for landowners and land developers in Henderson County for almost 40 years. The concept of a green industrial park was new to me, and once I was introduced to it, I did a considerable amount of research and studying to see, well, what's involved in this sort of thing. The feeling was, if this is what the Fitzpatricks want to do, then they have every right to do that, and we all hope it attracts some good industries. The first major prospect that we had was an industry that we did not know their name at the time. And as it would turn out, the owner was very environmentally sensitive man and family-owned company business. And when his representatives came to look at the property, the first visit that I took them on a tour of the property, it became clear to me that they were looking at numerous sites all up and down the east coast of the United States, but they were looking for a site that was environmentally attractive. They were looking for a wooded site with a lot of water, with a lot of natural features, wildlife, and all of those natural elements. That's the kind of site they were looking at.
We started to walk the site, and we really fell in love with the opportunity or the possibility of what we thought we could create here. There's something about the spot that instantly drew us all in.
What actually I think brought Sierra Nevada to Mills River was because of Vaughn's Green.
I would like to stress how much Ken Grossman of Sierra Nevada contributed to Ferncliff. Ken had a concept of a world-class brewery that incorporated all of his ecological philosophy. And I had a concept of a beautiful industrial park that included woodlands and pasture. They overlapped, and 2 + 2 became 7.
We always thought the property that Sierra Nevada ultimately took would be the last to sell and perhaps would never sell. And that, I think, challenged all of our assumptions about traditional industrial development.
And we have about a 215-acre parcel here. Of that, we have developed about 26 or 28 acres, give or take. We have about a 400,000 square foot brewery that's built here. This brewery is capable of about 750,000 barrels of beer a year. It's a little slice of heaven that you get here. So the first thing you might see when you go through our gates is we've got donkeys and sheep and beehives and chickens and an orchard and just one kettle out front, which is your beacon to say, you know, you made it. We've got about a mile of riverfront property on the French Broad. We've got 2 sets of trails. We have a trail system up front that we allow our guests to walk on at their leisure. And then we've got the back half of the property, which unfortunately you have to be a Sierra Nevada team member to explore. But we've got a few miles more of trails in the back for our teams to walk or run during their breaks. We actually have an on-site mushroom production farm here as well, so there's a little exhibit of some local mushrooms that we're growing that the larger farm is in the back part of the property that we do serve in our restaurant. I think there's an appreciation of the property. Our guest average time is over 2 hours, so when they come, they stay. I'm sort of awestruck a little bit about what we've got here, what we've created. And I think it's because everyone wanted to do what's right by the property itself.
We went into this project with Ferncliff Park initially not knowing who it would attract or if it would have traction. And what we learned was that it attracted companies that led with sustainability values, and it attracted companies who we didn't expect that it would attract. And with that, I think the lesson learned is that it's not wise to make assumptions about who might be attracted to that concept or want to be a part of that.
We're Linmar Light Metals. It's really exciting. They're a very large company. They employ over 35,000 people worldwide, so on almost every continent there's a facility, and we're one of just a handful of the facilities that are in North America. We're around 500,000 square feet of manufacturing, and we employ around 550 people from the area, and we also attract talent from around the globe because we specialize in high pressure die casting. We're able to supply our customers, the OEMs, with lightweight product that allows them to get better fuel economy and better sustainability, as well as very, very strong materials for their product. We're one of just a handful of foundries that is LEED certified. Our particular certification is LEED Silver. We are one of the technology leaders when it comes to sustainability. So it gives us a cutting edge or an advantage over some of our competitors because we're LEED certified. So we can demonstrate that we're already pushing towards the same goals that the OEMs have. We love this location. It's got a lot to offer folks. It feels a lot like home here with our neighbors. A lot of us have the same goals, and it certainly doesn't feel like an industrial park. It feels very homey.
This was about a green industrial park, but it was also knowing that you are developing an industrial neighborhood and that you want those neighbors to be like-minded.
Riveter is an outdoor adventure center with a climbing gym, bike park, yoga studio, retail space, and bar. One of our core values at the Riveter is to do things different. And that's just been something that I carried from when I wrote the business plan and had to look at my model completely different because there is no climbing gym and bike park that exists that I could look at. The Riveter is technically not in Ferncliff Industrial Park. We are right at the entrance. We're located at the roundabout where Sierra Nevada's entrance is, and then the road that goes up to the rest of Ferncliff Industrial Park. I chose this spot primarily because of its central location to Asheville, Hendersonville, Greenville, and Brevard. Obviously, Ferncliff Industrial Park really drew me here. Businesses like Sierra Nevada, GF Linmar, who are setting a different standard for their impact on the environment as a business, and also keeping the look of the front of our area looks really nice and appealing, and there's trees, and it doesn't feel like you're in the middle of an industrial park, and it doesn't feel like you're right by the airport. We did use the covenants and restrictions as guidelines as to having more of a natural buffer and things like that along our roadside. That added value to being in this location. Knowing that they had these restrictions and Ferncliff had these high standards for what everyone was required to build and what the preservation of the ecosystem around it and everything like that. To me, the industrial park is across the river, and that does not feel like what this is at all right here.
The Ferncliff model can absolutely be replicated. The concept that you attempt to match a park's tenants and neighbors with the assets and values and culture of a community is something that reflects sustainability, not just from a environmental feature, but also sustainability from the staying power of the jobs and the taxable investment and the really traditional benefits of economic development. There's no reason why you couldn't do this elsewhere and further customize the concept for the community where it's located.
What I would hope that Ferncliff Industrial Park becomes is a model for other industrial parks around the country. I think Ferncliff proves that it can be done in communities that don't expect it and that cherish it once it's been created. Come see Ferncliff. I don't think you're going to be disappointed.